Hello, my name is Jeremy, just your average everyday guy. That is until sometime in my early 30s, I developed a spinal condition known as ankylosing spondylitis. It took me from this, 6 foot tall, to this, not 6 foot tall. But I wasn't going to let that get me down forever, so eventually I kicked some bad habits and started fighting back. I still get some pretty strange looks, but I'm now doing what I love, traveling and adventuring. My goal is to show other people with disabilities or anyone facing challenges that your best days don't have to be behind you and that there's always hope. So thanks for joining me, the Handicapped Hiker.
On the last episode, we made the best of our half day in Yellowstone National Park before catching a flight from Jackson Hole back home to Ohio, bringing an end to the Great Southwest trip of 2022. After a lazy Sunday around the house, I did my best to fall back into normal mundane life and back into my regular work routine. Up at 3:45, out the door at 4, and in the office by 4:30 a.m. I spend the next 12 hours running around, juggling 100 things at once, until it's time to clock out at 4:30 p.m., or noon on Saturdays. This is my routine, every day, every month, year after year. Now that I've been home for a few weeks, I'm beginning to realize two things. Number one, my desire to continue this routine is diminishing quickly. Number two, I miss hiking. When we were out in Utah, Arizona, and Wyoming, I hiked every day. And although it was physically demanding, I enjoyed the opportunity it gave me to do a lot of thinking and to sort out all of the thoughts that are crashing around up there. The hiking thing was really just a physical and mental challenge for myself when we were on our Southwest trip. But now, I'm realizing it needs to be part of my normal life as well, not just vacation life. So I hopped on the Google machine and let my fingers do the walking. I started researching the best trails in my home state and surrounding states. What I found is that I'm living right next door to a hiking gold mine, Pennsylvania. So I started planning weekend trips, and by mid-October, I began preparing for the first of 5 trips. Okay, so I just left work. It's a Thursday. Gassed up the car on the way. That way tomorrow I don't have to stop anywhere. I can just leave work at noon and drive straight 4.5 hours to the first hike. The first hike is the warm-up hike. It's the Turkey Path Trail at Leonard State Park. It's up near Wellsboro. It's also known as the Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. I'm not sure why they call it that, because neither of the mountains on either side are the tallest peak in the state. Possibly it's the deepest river gorge. I don't know. It's also known as the Pine Creek Gorge or Pennsylvania Grand Canyon. It's a good hike. I've done it a couple times before, many years ago. But it's a lot of elevation change. I believe it's a little over a mile. We'll find out the details when we get there, but it should be a good warm-up hike for Saturday's real hike. And on Friday, I left work at noon and headed east. Here I am arriving at Leonard Harrison State Park near Wellsboro, Pennsylvania. The main feature of this park is the Pine Creek Gorge, also known as the Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania. An interesting fact about this park is due to the successful campaign in naming it Grand Canyon of Pennsylvania, in 1937, more people visited this park than did Yellowstone. Pine Creek Gorge, which was named a National Natural Landmark in 1968, is 800 feet deep and 4,000 feet across. It's slightly underwhelming in comparison to the Grand Canyon, which we just saw a month ago, but under normal circumstances, this is an amazing view. I'm here today to do the Turkey Path Trail, which is 2.1 miles total, down and up, with 685 feet of elevation gain. At the bottom of the Turkey Path is the Pine Creek Rail Trail, which opened in 1996. It stretches 63.4 miles on what used to be an active railroad up until 1988.
My phone's dead. I have no way of charging my phone. A lot of steps. A lot of steps. The sun's already working its way down. We've got to get on the road. Made it. This is the time of day I really don't like to be driving. The deer are going to be out running like crazy right now. My phone is dead, so I'm really not sure where I'm going. I just know I have to get south, and right now I'm heading east. The funny thing is, at the time I took this trip, I owned this car for 8 years and thought there were no USB ports. I later found out there is a USB port in this car. It's just in a really odd place inside the console where you really can't see it unless you stick your head in the console. I guess I should have read the manual, but hey, I'm a guy. Needless to say, it was not a fun drive finding the hotel. All I knew was that I needed to get south and east, and the sun was going down quickly. Nonetheless, beautiful drive, beautiful fall colors, beautiful mountains, albeit small compared to the Grand Tetons. These mountains are much smaller than I remember, but I was a young kid back then. But still a beautiful drive, great drive, very scenic, very pretty. Better than sitting at home. I have a feeling that when I get to the hotel, get online, I'm gonna see a freeway running like a mile away from me. Yes, I did get lost, but I'm blaming that on construction. Eventually, I did find Williamsport and the hotel so I could get some rest for tomorrow. First thing the next morning, I left the hotel and headed straight to Walmart to get a USB adapter for my 12-volt auxiliary outlet. Then it was on to the main reason I planned this trip, the Falls Trail at Ricketts Glen State Park.
The Falls Trail from the trailhead at Route 118 is a 7.2-mile loop with 1,036 feet of elevation gain. There are 24 waterfalls on this trail, but only 21 are named. I'll do my best to provide the names of the ones I know, but there was a lot of conflicting information online. I know, hard to believe, right? Don't judge me. I take the more difficult trail on the way back. I'm not too far into this trail, and I really don't know what lies ahead yet. So for now, I'm playing it safe. It's never easy, but worth it. Worth it.